You're listening to Eagle 102 KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, 102.1 on your dial. KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area high school basketball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. Now to the court for high school basketball on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
And we are back on the court. Our first basketball broadcast of the 2022-23 season. Mark Fronick, Gordon Sanders here at Pleasant Hill High School tonight as the Wolves welcome in the Louisiana Bulldogs. First game for both these teams, and it's so weird that, we used to have the little break between football and basketball. Now there's this overlap. So if I'm still in football mode, which I am, bear with me. I might say some football stuff instead of basketball stuff tonight, but it'll be fun. It's great to be back on the hardwood. We've got the Bulldogs and the Wolves, and we'll start it off with the pregame show for you next on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Alicia Koenig, owner-broker of RE/MAX Realty Shop, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Representative.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Did you know our agency currently offers over 30 programs and services to our communities? The Women, Infant, and Children's Program, infant through adult immunizations, car seat safety courses, diabetes counseling, and of course our amazing home health and hospice programs, just to name a few. Learn more by visiting our website at pikecountyhealth.org and see what services you and your family could benefit from.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Back at Pleasant Hill High School, getting ready for the Wolves and the Louisiana Bulldogs tonight. Mark Fronick, Gordon Sanders. First basketball broadcast of the new season. Excited to be back on the hardwood. Said it in the open, Gordon. If I say some football stuff, I'm still in football mode.
Kind of transitioned as we've rolled through the year from diamonds to fields, and it's just so natural to be back in the gym again.
You know, I'm still in football mode. We've got 2 more weeks of high school football, so it's nice to be in here, but I'm still in football mode.
Thanksgiving week. People always think football when it's Thanksgiving, but when you have a team still marching on in the postseason, Bowling Green Bobcats, of course, wishing them good luck this weekend, and Bowling Green's got 2 weeks left in that Class 2 season.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping for. But we are on the hardwood tonight, and we've got the Louisiana Bulldogs who. This team is ready to make a run themselves this year. They've got a lot of pieces. They've got some good outside shooting. They've got some playmakers. And for Coach Matt Smith, it's time to get this one into a deep postseason run.
Jack Logan, somebody that everybody's familiar with, coaches teams around the area are expecting him. Donovan Richards has been on the radar, but we'll see much more of a spotlight this year.
And for Pleasant Hill, they don't have a lot of numbers, so it's kind of going to be getting through 4 quarters for them this season, I think. Just getting that stamina to make it through each and every game and hang with the competition.
Some familiar names, Dolbear showing up on the roster, Hubbard, McKinnon, Workman, Again, names that are very, very familiar over the years, so the Pleasant Hill Wolves are going to do a lot with what they've got.
We'll take a look at our keys to the game and a starting lineup still to come on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Miller Ag Services, Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Hayden's Motorsports Center, and Southside.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. During the process, I'll work closely with your lender and other professionals to make it as effortless as possible. I'm here with you every step of the way, so when you're ready to buy or sell, call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM, sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
Keys to the game. It's the opening night for both of these teams. I don't know, they're just getting out of the football season. I don't know how many practices both these squads have had. So I think you're going to see a little more street ball tonight. So who can be more responsible with the basketball, I think, is who's going to come out on top tonight.
Early in the season, also when you're dealing with young teams, the Pleasant Hill Wolves have a handful of sophomores. Actually, half their team, more than half their team, sophomores. So the Pleasant Hill Wolves are going to have youth factored into the equation. So early in the season, game one, it's kind of all uphill from there.
I asked the officials if this was their first game tonight, and they said they already have one under their belt. I'm like, so you're back in basketball shape? And they said no. So everyone, it's early in the season for everyone involved here tonight. Those are our keys to the game. We'll check starting lineups for you after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Meyer Implement Company, Craig Bowen, CPA, and Kevin Hooper of Krause Real Estate.
Hello, this is Brittany Hinkey with Community State Bank of Missouri. Now is the perfect time to start saving for retirement. Community State Bank offers competitive rates on traditional and Roth IRAs. Unlike most investments, some contributions may be tax deductible and will grow either tax deferred or tax free. Come in and see one of our IRA representatives in Troy or Bowling Green to maximize your savings opportunities today. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports come health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green, Clopton, and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athlete. I'm Casey Sutton, certified athletic trainer with Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
And your starting lineups for this opening night for both these teams. First for the Pleasant Hill Wolves. They're the home team coached by Steve Rylander. They'll start as senior guard, number 0, DeCorian Dolbear. A sophomore guard gets a start, number 11, Jaron Lawson. Also a sophomore, he's a forward, number 15, Brody Dolbear. Number 23, a sophomore guard, Lane Hubbard. And a junior forward, number 32, Aiden Myers gets the start tonight for the Wolves. For the Louisiana Bulldogs, they're coached by Matt Smith. They'll start a senior guard, number 1, Wyatt Harrison. Number 5 gets a start, also a senior guard, Donovan Richards. junior forward, number 13, Ethan Harrison in the starting 5 tonight, as well as senior guard, number 23, Jack Logan, and senior guard, number 30, Kenny McCormick. So for the Wolves, again, it's Dolbear, Lawson, Hubbard, and Myers. For Louisiana, it's Harrison, Richards, Logan, and McCormick. So multiple double-up names in the starting 5 for both of these teams.
Louisiana Bulldogs and the Pleasant Hill Wolves looking to start off their season here in actually just a matter of minutes. As far as weather goes, we're kind of in that sweet spot. It's not all that cold. We've got football just around the corner, and that's, football continuing. This is still good football weather, but it's also not bad basketball weather. It's not fun when you freeze on the way into or have to slide into or out of games. We have enough of that coming up in the very near future.
Yeah. So 54 degrees does not say basketball weather. It doesn't really say football weather either. Saturday at Lafayette High School, that was downright cold. So I'm looking forward to a projected high of 55 on Saturday for the Bobcats and the Blair Oaks Falcons.
74 degrees right now in the Pleasant Hill Wolves Gymnasium, so that's pleasant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it's always pleasant in Pleasant Hill. The team's heading to their benches, getting ready for introductions on the floor. We'll take a break, come back with basketball just minutes away on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Kara and Cliff at Show Me Caviar LLC, MASH in Louisiana and Bowling Green, and Myrna's Kitchen.
When you support our locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Bowie General Services of Farber is ready to help you with all your lawn and landscaping needs. Or maybe you are needing firewood. They offer that as well. Bowie General Services is your reliable contractor in Audrain, Pike, and the surrounding counties.
Hi, this is Dalton Bowie. Give us a call today for a free quote on your next project or to schedule lawn maintenance. 573-470-5354. Or visit our Facebook page, Bowie General Services.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat Debit Card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat Debit Card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, and we've got the lot looking good and ready to go. We've got something for everybody's budget. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. The Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
Bundle at Pike County Mutual Insurance and save. Ask about the great rates on your personal vehicle, farm trucks, big or small, or even your motorcycle and side-by-sides. Stop by and see myself, Corey Buchanan, or Kathy Gamm at your hometown insurance company since 1895. Pike County Mutual Insurance on the square in Bowling Green.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Interesting start to the season here at Pleasant Hill. They couldn't get the national anthem playing, so the referee grabbed the microphone. I thought he was going to start singing.
I thought he was going to start out with the national anthem also.
Yep, but he went to the Pledge of Allegiance. He said the first 3 words of the Pledge of Allegiance. Let everyone else join in, and we're ready for basketball here
It took only a half second for me to realize he wasn't going to do like a spoken word version of the national anthem and rolled right to the Pledge of Allegiance, and the crowd did a good job.
I was hoping to hear the pipes from the official at the near side of the scorer's table, and the lights go out to introduce the Wolves here after Louisiana was introduced. Let's take one more break. We'll come back with basketball after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Kelly Crane, RE/MAX Realty Shop agent, Bibb Veach and Collier Funeral Homes and Crematory, and Advanced Physical Therapy.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM is brought to you by County Market in Louisiana and Vandalia, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Players on the court. In the center circle, it will be Jack Logan, jumping center against DeCorian Dolbear. Referee comes in from the far side. Ball is up, and Logan wins it back. Actually had to tip it a second time to get it back to a teammate. And we're underway in the 22-23 season here on Eagle 102. To the near side, Kenny McCormick with it. Back up top for Harrison. Over to the far side now for Richards. Richards stays at the point, dribbles out. Hands it off to Jack Logan. Logan pulls back, takes the three. It's short, so his first attempt, but a long rebound gathered in by Donovan Richards. Richards on the near point with it for Louisiana. Bounces out to the far side. McCormick with a three from the corner. That's a little long, and this time the Wolves come up with the rebound with Jaron Lawson. Lawson hands it off for Dolbear. DeCorian over to the far side now. Lobs it into the middle. Shot up off the bottom of the backboard, got his own rebound. The putback, though, is good for Aiden Myers, and Pleasant Hill strikes first and lead this ball game 2-0. Wyatt Harrison, wearing number 1 this season, drops it down low. Shot off the glass is good. Fed Ethan Harrison, and this game knotted at 2. 6:53 to go here in the opening quarter, opening game of the season. Across the line with it is Lawson for the Wolves. Gives it to Dolbear. Dolbear from the center circle, gets it far side now for Lawson. Lawson having all sorts of trouble with Harrison. Dumps it off to Brody Dolbear, and now back up to DeCorian. He dribbles almost out to the center line and hands it off for Brody. Brody on the dribble to the free throw line, kicks it back now for Jaron Lawson. Lawson crossover to the near side for DeCorian Dolbear. Takes it to the top of the key, now drops it back. Into the near corner. They'll take the three. That one is good. From the near side, Lane Hubbard puts the Wolves up 5-3.
Both teams patient with their offense.
5-2 rather the score. With it on the near side is Donovan Richards. Very patient was the Pleasant Hill attack there. Near side with it, Jack Logan. He spots up another three. Ties this game at 5. First tray of the season for Jack Logan. Dolbear puts on the break short of the center stripe. Now hands it off on the far side. Now Brody Dolbear with it. Drops it down to the baseline. Kick back out. All the way up top for Dolbear. Near side now for Lawson. Jaron Lawson with it. Lawson for Brody Dolbear. As they stay out high, they wait for something to develop. Very patient on offense so far are the Wolves.
Seem to like the idea of getting Aiden Myers down low as he's got a size advantage over Ethan Harrison.
Over to the far side. Has it stolen away. Dolbear had it stolen away by Wyatt Harrison. Now stolen back by the Wolves.
Lane Hubbard with the steal.
Brody Dolbear, center of the key. He's blocked by Logan, and here comes Harrison. 2-on-3 for the Bulldogs. He'll take it right to the hoop. No, but a foul. And they're going to call a charge.
Going to get called for the charge. Wyatt Harrison will pick up his first and the first team foul for the Bulldogs.
4:42 to go here in the opening quarter. Tied at 5 between the Bulldogs and the Wolves. DeCorian Dolbear to inbound.
Full court press from Louisiana.
Little trouble in the backcourt. Dolbear picks it back up. Working against Richards. Gets across the line. Asks for some help out high. Gets it to the near side. Now dribbling out is Lawson. Lawson back to Dolbear. DeCorian. Gives it to Brody Dolbear. Back to DeCorian. From the mid-range. Couldn't find the shot. Now forces one high off the backboard. No good. The rebound grabbed by Richards.
Dolbear's lost his glasses. Had to collect them.
All the way to the hoop. And no good is Richards on that drive. He may have taken a shot. He's checking his nose as he starts to play defense. Ball, we're going to have a foul. And now Dolbear can get his glasses back.
That foul's going to be against Wyatt Harrison. That will be his second, so he's picked up 2 pretty quick. This ball game's tied at 5, under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter of play already.
Wyatt checks out. Sheldon Sylvie replaces him. Pleasant Hill gets it in with a long pass to the corner. They feed inside Myers. Turnaround shot good.
There's the size advantage they're looking to take advantage of inside.
Timeout on the floor taken by Pleasant Hill. 3:50 to go in the first. It's the Wolves 7, Louisiana 5 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Central State Bank, Bill Allen Auction Services, and DG Firearms.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, "The sweetest fruits of life come from serving others." And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
See me, Tim Jenkins, at 3404 Georgia Street for a free insurance review.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, and Bowie General Services.
After the timeout, Logan from about 6 foot out, rims out, and then a foul called against the Bulldogs. So they're getting into early foul trouble here. Already, third team foul?
Third team foul for the Louisiana Bulldogs. DeCorian Dolbear checking back in for the Wolves.
Shooting just not very crisp here early on for Louisiana. Dolbear with it in the backcourt and a double team. He's trapped in the corner, throws it across court, and they were able to survive that.
That foul, by the way, went against Sheldon Sylvie, who's into the ball game for Wyatt Harrison, who's out with 2 fouls.
So that spot has already created 3 fouls, and we're going to have another foul against the Bulldogs and another one against Sheldon Sylvie.
So DeCorian Dolbear was fouled as he was driving towards the basket, not in the act of shooting yet, so the Wolves will be inbounding the ball.
Latrell Weber going to come in and replace Sylvie. So 4 fouls early off of 1 spot on the floor for Louisiana. Dolbear to inbound underneath the basket. Gets it for Aiden Myers. Myers, he's a load. Get it back to Dolbear. His 3 is good. And another timeout taken, this one by the Bulldogs with 3:04 to go. It's Pleasant Hill 10, Louisiana 5 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Custom Works Hair Salon, Lynn's Heritage House, and Clint Bowen Construction.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Shelter Insurance agent Tim Jenkins, Eolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
So the Bulldogs, 4 early fouls. The shooting not very crisp. And they find themselves trailing Pleasant Hill by 5 with 3:04 to go. 10-5 our score.
No full court pressure from Pleasant Hill, picking them up at half court.
Yeah, big double team there. Here's McCormick from the near corner. He's good for three. Kenny McCormick. His first tray of the season. Now a steal. Richards, pump fake, blocked, and Dolbear going to pick up his first personal. That'll send Donovan Richards to the line to shoot a pair.
And it looks like actually called a jump ball, so it's
Really?
going to be the Wolves. Going to be the Wolves inbounding.
Little talk, I guess. After that, thinking back on the play. Now a steal off the inbound. Weber can't hit on the layup. Pleasant Hill the rebound, and here's Dolbear with it. Gets it across the line to Lawson, Jaron Lawson. High blocks, kick it back out. All the way up top. Ball fake for Lawson. Gets it to Brody Dolbear. Good move on Logan. Almost had it stolen away by Richards, and they'll reset. Dolbear out high with it. Over to the far side. Knocked away momentarily, and then we're going to have a foul against Louisiana. Cooper Lumley, I think, going to pick up the personal. His first.
The fifth for the Bulldogs.
Down to 2:04 to go here in the first quarter. Checking into the ball game is the number 45 that's not on the roster.
Jaron Lawson coming to the seat, and we'll pass along that information for you in just moments.
Kick it far side. Actually keeping it is Myers. Fake that pass out, and then it's thrown out of bounds back to Louisiana. With it is Richards off the inbound. Lob pass in near side. McCormick for three. That one's offline, and the rebound all the way out to Lane Hubbard. Hands it back to DeCorian Dolbear. He takes it across the line for Pleasant Hill. Wolves lead by 2 with a minute and a half to go in the first. Brody Dolbear gets it now for Lane Hubbard. Down to a minute 22. Now stolen away by Jack Logan. Logan in transition to the hoop and lays it off the glass and in.
Louisiana ties it up at 10 with 1:13 to go in the first quarter of play.
Ball knocked out of bounds after the inbound.
Preston McKinnon checking into the ball game, taking a seat. Aiden Myers. McKinnon's on the court right now along with Lane Hubbard. Also in the ball game, Brody Dolbear, DeCorian Dolbear, and number 45, Carter Jones.
Okay, so program said he was 40. He's 45. There was a foul called on that play as well. Long inbound pass. 2-on-2 to the glass, no. Rebound tipped out. Dolbear put back is good. DeCorian Dolbear makes it 12-10 in favor of the Wolves. Long pass ahead again. Logan with it. Out high, trying to create here. Gets it down low, shot off the glass. Cooper Lumley with the finish, ties it at 12.
That foul picked up earlier was by Latrell Reber of the Louisiana Bulldogs.
So already, 16 fouls?
Correct.
We're still 35 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. With it on the far side, trapped is Lane Hubbard. He gets it back out top. DeCorian Dolbear with it. Both these coaches up and making noise tonight. Dolbear. To the near side for Jones. Jones kicks it back now for Brody Dolbear. Dolbear, where's number 15? Kicks it back to
less than 10 seconds.
DeCorian. They're going to play for the last shot here, tied at 12.
Under 5.
Out high. Pressure mounting from Louisiana, and they won't get a shot off. So we'll go to the second quarter, tied at 12. Pleasant Hill and Louisiana from Pleasant Hill High School on Eagle 102.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
12 all after the opening 8 minutes. Mark Fronek, Gordon Sanders here at Pleasant Hill High School. Good battle brewing here between the Wolves and the Louisiana Bulldogs.
Right now, all knotted up in Pleasant Hill. If you caught it through the course of the week this week, Coach Smith had referenced that there's a unique element to this game. You've got brothers playing against each other. Okay. Jack Logan for the Louisiana Bulldogs, Lane Hubbard for the Pleasant Hill Wolves, and apparently threes running the family as they've each knocked one down this evening.
There you go. 5 points for DeCorian Dolbear. He leads the Wolves after one. 5 points for Jack Logan. Started the second quarter. I actually didn't put 8 minutes on the clock. Still reading all zeros. So it should be Louisiana ball.
Quick discussion about who's going to have possession. One of the refs over at the scoring table.
So, yeah,
pretty sure he's squared away because this is the ref who knows the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, at least the first three words. That's where he stopped. There was a jump ball in the first quarter, so it should be Bulldog ball, not Pleasant Hill ball.
Okay, so and a quick debate about who was on the floor at what time. So Aiden Myers is going to check in, but is not on the floor right now for the Wolves. And Preston McKinnon will have to wait until play actually starts before he'll be able to sub in.
So, after all that, it is opening night and all.
One quarter under our belt and starting all over again. Wolves and Bulldogs knotted up at 12 as we get ready for the second quarter of play. The Bulldogs will be inbounding far side of the court, mid-court, and picked up from there by the Wolves.
The ISHA officials mean business. Out high with it. Works it to Lumley off the glass. Good, and a foul.
Nice finish by Cooper Lumley on that one. Good pass. Nice feed from McCormick.
Yeah, Kenny surprised us on the football season, quarterbacking the Bulldogs all season. Now he's making some pretty sick feeds. And I like the footwear there from Cooper Lumley, too. Actually, that's a whole team thing, isn't it? Matching.
It does appear to be. Preston McKinnon taking a seat for the Wolves.
And a three-point play as Lumley hits the free throw. Long pass ahead, and they'll pull back. Good job by Louisiana getting the defense back there and preventing the points in transition.
The Wolves still patient, setting things up on offense.
With the far side is Hubbard. Kick it back to Brody Dolbear. Dolbear stops at the top of the key, looks for DeCorian, gets it to him. He drives against three Bulldogs, shot no good, and the rebound pulled down by Lumley. He hands it off for Donovan Richards. Richards back to Lumley on the far side. Skip pass into the middle for Weber. Kick back. Kenny McCormick. And foul on the floor as Kenny was driving. That's against Dolbear, his first.
It looks like they actually put it up, on DeCorian. So as you said, his first foul, the second, I think, for the Wolves.
Yeah. McCormick with an out high for Louisiana. Gets a pick, and they're going to call a foul on Wyatt Martin on that pick as he was moving. And that'll turn it over back to the Wolves.
Martin just into the ball game. Martin on the court along with Lumley, McCormick, Luttrell, and Richards.
Backcourt. Bulldogs still using token pressure. DeCorian Dolbear across the center stripe for Pleasant Hill. Kicks it near side for Jones. Jones back to Brody Dolbear. Dolbear on the dribble, gonna drive all the way to the hoop. Too hard off the glass, loose ball, and picked up by Richards for the Bulldogs. To Kenny McCormick. McCormick, skip pass near side for Lumley. Lumley feeds down low, shot up over the rim and in for Wyatt Martin. And the Bulldogs starting to stretch things out a little bit here.
Full court pressure still from Louisiana. Wolves quickly break it, cross half court.
Biggest lead of the night for Louisiana at 5, 17-12. Nearly 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Feed down low. Myers readjusts and puts it in. He's got 6 points. Aiden Myers didn't handle the pass right away, but was patient, gathered, got the easy bucket. Now we're going to have a foul on Lane Hubbard, as Wyatt Martin went up for that floater. Latrell Weber.
Hubbard will be picking up his first foul. And Weber finds himself at the free throw line. Louisiana leading by 3, 17-14 is the score. The Bulldogs over the Wolves. Still 5:51 to go in the second quarter.
First free throw is good. And it's a 4-point lead. First point of the night for Weber. He'll have one more, as he rattled the first one home. Toes the line. Right-hand shooter. Puts it up and in. 19-14 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Wyatt Harrison with 2 fouls coming back into the ballgame. Latrell Weber with 1 foul taking a seat. So you got a pair of Harrisons, McCormick, also Richards and Lumley on the court for the Bulldogs.
Across the line with it is Jaron Lawson. Gets it to Brody Dolbear. Good give and go. Kicks it back now for Jones. He couldn't handle the pass, so reset over to the far side now for Myers as they go with a little more beef in their lineup right now. That shot's long from about 15 foot out. And here comes Louisiana. Kenny McCormick for 3 is good. That makes it 22-14 Louisiana. A timeout on the floor. 5:21 to go in the first half on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Alicia Koenig, owner-broker of RE/MAX Realty Shop, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Representative.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
So an early scare from Pleasant Hill for the Bulldogs, but they've rebounded quite nicely. It's amazing what a talk from Coach Smith can do.
An early season pep talk.
Yeah. 5:15 to go here in the first half. 22-14 Bulldogs. Brody Dolbear works through a double team, pass tipped into the backcourt, and DeCorian Dolbear lets it go out, but they're now saying that
saying last touch by the Wolves, so the Bulldogs will be inbounding at half court. The trigger man will be Wyatt Harrison.
So a double tip there. Out of bounds. And here's Richards across the line with it. Far side for Harrison, back to Richards at top. Here's another 3 from McCormick, but the whistle had blown. And a foul away from the ball before that on Ethan Harrison.
And for Harrison, that's going to be his first. And the Bulldogs, no more full court pressure. Wolves inbounding the ball. Lawson gets into DeCorian Dolbear, gets it right back to Lawson, who's going to bring it across half court.
Over to the far side for Brody. Now for Myers. Had the ball stolen away by the Bulldogs. Here they come. Stop, pop, shot long, and the rebound grabbed off his own miss by Harrison. They'll reset. Here's McCormick. He's got time. He'll take the 3. In and out, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a foul. Second foul against Ethan Harrison. He got a little slappy on the rebound.
So at the rate we're going, the Wolves going to have an opportunity to pull themselves back into the game, possibly at the free throw line.
Yeah. And a timeout going to be taken by Pleasant Hill after that foul. 4:30 to go in the first half. It's Louisiana 22, Pleasant Hill 14 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Miller Ag Services, Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Hayden's Motorsports Center, and Southside.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
So after the timeout, Louisiana leading 22-14. The Bulldogs came down to the far end of the floor, but there's going to be free throws on the near end of the floor.
Wolves find themselves in the bonus already.
Trailing by 8. Nearing the midway point of this second quarter. Kind of interesting taking a timeout before your team shoots free throws.
Not icing them, just preparing them for what's coming next.
Jaron Lawson at the line, looking for his first points of the night. And the first shot is no good. It was a 1-and-1 opportunity. Rebound picked up by Dolbear, and they'll reset. Backs it up all the way to the line, now to the far side for Lawson. Near corner, dribbling out was Hubbard. Free throw line now for Myers, and he'll kick out. Very, very patient offensively are the Wolves. Out high for Hubbard. On his dribble, free throw line, kicks it off the glass, no good. And the rebound grabbed this time by Kenny McCormick, and
going to be called for the charge.
Yep.
So McCormick picks up the foul. It'll be his first.
He extended that arm out to make a little room for himself near the half-court stripe.
And that's now 10 fouls for the Louisiana Bulldogs, so the double bonus moving forward for the Wolves.
With it is Hubbard on the far side for Pleasant Hill.
3:50 still to go in the second quarter of play. 22-14 our score. The Bulldogs currently lead the Wolves.
Out high for DeCorian Dolbear. Straddling in that line against Harrison. Just kind of swims through the lane, puts it off the glass and in.
7 points so far in the game for Dolbear.
Back the other way quickly, shot no good, but a foul. Going to send the Bulldogs back to the line.
Looks like it's going to be Aiden Myers picking up the foul that time. No, it actually going against Jaron Lawson, and it's sending Lumley to the free throw line. That's the first for Lawson.
Lumley to the line for the second time, and the first one short. He's 1 for 2. Cooper with 5 points. Coming in off the bench. That one's short as well. Rebound. Pleasant Hill got away with one there. And here come the Wolves up the floor. Lawson across the stripe. Pass tipped again, and taken away. Good work by Richards. Shot in and out, no good. Lumley, the putback is good. Cooper Lumley extends the Bulldog lead.
Louisiana still with full court pressure.
Hubbard breaks that for the Wolves, and the pass tipped and taken by Kenny McCormick. Kenny to the hoop, and in, and a foul.
He's fouled from behind. Drew Workman, not really a chance to break up the shot that time, but fouled him, and it looks like we've got DeCorian Dolbear coming right back into the ballgame for the Wolves.
Extends the Bulldog lead to 10 with 2:54 to go in the half.
It's going to be called an intentional foul. It was a shove in the back. Nothing nothing too severe. Wasn't looking to take him out, but it was just an intentional foul.
Yeah.
So McCormick's going to be at the free throw line.
Aren't most fouls intentional?
No, of course not.
And that one in and out. That's it. It was an and one, Kenny. Unless they called a technical after that. I think they may have. That one's good.
So 27-16, an 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. Still some time to rally and not in a bad situation to do that for the Wolves, being that they're in the double bonus already.
Yeah, there is an opportunity to catch up, but they got to capitalize on it. Over to the far side, McCormick with it since it was an intentional foul. And now another one, foul on the floor this time, so Kenny's bucket won't count.
Foul's going to go against Brody Dolbear. It's his first. That's just 6 team fouls for the Wolves since it was on the floor. Louisiana will be inbounding.
Here's a three from the corner off the inbound, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Aiden Myers for Pleasant Hill. Stuttering across the line was Dolbear. Gets it now for Lawson. Lawson over to the far side, almost got his pass picked off. From the baseline, that shot's no good. Rebound picked up by Cooper Lumley. And here comes Louisiana again. McCormick to Richards, back to Kenny. Will take the three. That one in and out, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Hubbard. And again, the glass is knocked off the face of, and I think this time they broke for DeCorian Dolbear.
Yeah, at a minimum, the lens is on the loose.
Yeah.
So he's headed towards the bench real quick for the Pleasant Hill Wolves. Checking into the ball game.
That hurts too, because it was the basketball that hit him up high.
Back into the game is Carter Jones. Inbounding will be Lane Hubbard. DeCorian Dolbear on the bench right now for Pleasant Hill. Full court pressure from Louisiana.
It's time to go goggles. This one down off the rim, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a foul against the Wolves off that miss by Aiden Myers. And a 1-and-1 coming for Louisiana. A foul on Brody Dolbear.
Wyatt Harrison doing a good job of claiming his space this evening. He's blocking out and making him work for it. That is the 7th team foul, so we're walking to the other end. Wyatt Harrison going to the free throw line for the Louisiana Bulldogs.
His first trip, looking for his first point of the new season.
That's
2 minutes even to go.
Foul number 2 on Brody Dolbear, 27-16. Our score, Bulldogs lead the Pleasant Hill Wolves with exactly 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And the first shot earns the second. So Wyatt Harrison picks up his first point of the year. Took a little longer than his first couple fouls of the year. And the shot is no good on the second one, but the rebound all the way out to Kenny McCormick, who dishes far side. Gets it back now, and Louisiana will set the offense with 1:53 to go. Second quarter here from Pleasant Hill High School. A lot of character in this gym. Shot off the glass, no good for Cooper. Put back, no good. Rebound tipped out and grabbed by Wyatt Martin. They'll reset. Bulldogs, Harrison with it. To the near side, Cooper Lumley for three. That's no good out of the corner. And the rebound tipped all the way far side. And Louisiana keeps possession. Here's McCormick for three. That one's good. Kenny McCormick, his third tray of the night. Makes it 31-16 with 1:15 to go in the half.
Cross half court are the Pleasant Hill Wolves. Brody Dolbear has it. A little bit of pressure, poked away by McCormick. Loose ball.
Still loose. I think the Bulldogs got away with a foul there. Here's Kenny from the corner. In and out, no good. Rebound knocked around. Richards came flying in from about the three-point line and actually overjumped it. This shot off the glass in transition's no good. The ball knocked out of bounds. And we're going to have a foul against Myers, and he comes up a little lame.
They ended up taking the worst of that. No, the foul did go against Donovan Richards, so that one's on him, and it'll be Myers at the line shooting 2. That's going to be the first of the evening for Donovan Richards.
Oh, he was pointing at Myers.
No, it did look like that's who was going to get the call, which was odd because he seemed to get the worst of it.
Yeah. 41.4 seconds to go. Myers' first free throw is short, off the front of the rim, no good.
Double bonus, so he'll be shooting 2. Left the free throw line, but he'll head right back there.
He's got 6 points. 1 point off the team lead for this first half. Changes for the Bulldogs, as both Lumley and Wyatt Harrison check out.
Again, 41.4 seconds left to go in the first half of play. 31-16 is the score. The Bulldogs leading the Wolves after being tied up at 12 following the first quarter of play.
Second shot for Aiden Myers after all the changes were made. And this shot is good. So he now has 7 points and checks out of the ball game. 31-17.
Myers is out. Preston McKinnon back in. Little bit of full court, light full court pressure from the Wolves.
And the ball knocked away and taken away by Jaron Lawson in the backcourt. Will the Wolves play for the final shot here, or do they want a chance for a travel called? Turnover by Lawson gives it back to the Bulldogs.
Drug a foot instead of a jump stop. Got called for a turnover. Not at his head. He knew it was him. Back to the Bulldogs. And it's going to be Lawson about three-quarter court picking up Latrell Weber. Under 20 seconds left in the first half.
Weber in a double team. Has it stripped away momentarily. Got it back. Pass tipped. Into the corner now for Kenny McCormick. McCormick gets it back to Richards. Down to 5 seconds. Here's Weber. His shot. Misses everything. Saved, and no, was not saved. Good effort by Wyatt Martin, but his foot was on the line when he jumped, and the turnover gives it back to Pleasant Hill with 0.9 seconds to go, and they have to go full court. And knocked out of bounds again, down to 0.6 seconds. Good defense that time by Donovan Richards.
Halftime just around the corner. 31-17 is our score.
And that'll do it for the first 2 quarters. Louisiana leads Pleasant Hill at Pleasant Hill High School. 31-17 our scores. We head to the break on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 halftime report is coming up. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
You simply can't buy a better replacement window than one from Sun Window Company. Energy-efficient windows and doors with a lifetime warranty on both the window and installation. Sun Window Company, family-owned and operated since 1989, offers low factory direct prices on high-quality vinyl windows, custom designed to fit perfectly and built to last. See how much you can save. Call Sun Windows, 573-549-2080 for details and a free estimate. Sun Window Company, Highway 161 in Middletown.
Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, your high-quality 1-2 punch to knock out tough building projects. Bowling Green Ready Mix for all your concrete and concrete supplies, and the only plant locally owned and operated. And Kearns Construction for new homes, remodeling jobs, repair work, and even snow removal. Just call 573-324-3433 and let the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction Company go to work for you.
I'm Elisha Koenig, owner of RE/MAX Realty Shop in Bowling Green. Whether buying or selling, you need an agent who has the right connections and strategies to help you reach your goals. RE/MAX Realty Shop team is here to help.
I'm Mark Long.
I'm Allison Miller.
I'm Les Orr.
I'm Kelly Crane.
I'm Zach Miller.
I'm Brittany Kidd.
I'm Zach Browning.
Whether you want someone to take the wheel for you, or maybe you are just feeling overwhelmed with the process, give us a call today. We'll both be glad you did. RE/MAX Realty Shop, Business 61 South in Bowling Green.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's now time for the Eagle 102 halftime report on KJFM, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
2 quarters in the books here at Pleasant Hill High School, and it's the Louisiana Bulldogs leading the Pleasant Hill Wolves 31-17. Mark Fronick, Gordon Sanders back here at Pleasant Hill, and Gordon, it took Louisiana a few minutes to wake up and really get going in their season, but boy, they really caught fire there. About 2 minutes to go in the first quarter and through the end of the half. They were down by as many as 5, I believe, in the first quarter before things got going. They knotted it up at 12 after 1 and outscored, held Pleasant Hill just 5 points in that second quarter to stretch it out to a 31-17 lead.
The difference, obviously, in the game being that second quarter play tied up at 12 after the first one. In the beginning, very start of the game, Pleasant Hill didn't seem to struggle quite as much with the Bulldog full court pressure, but that continued to build as the intensity of that pressure stepped up a little bit. You do expect, though, with the Wolves, you got 5 sophomores who are a big part of the equation. They're going to struggle with some of the presses early on in the game. And we're talking like not 5 sophomores on the team, but 5 sophomores whose name you're hearing on a pretty regular basis. Other than DeCorian Dolbear, who's a senior, and Aiden Meyer, who's a junior, the rest of their starting lineup is rounded out by Jaron Lawson, Brody Dolbear, Lane Hubbard, all sophomores.
Yeah, and that and the short numbers that Pleasant Hill has dressed out for this ball game for the season, you're just kind of get a little winded and a little frustrated and a little bit behind, and that's when the fouls started evening up a little bit there toward the end of the half.
And looking forward to seeing, as with any of the young ball clubs, what sophomores start looking like by once you get a tournament under your belt, once you get towards the halfway point of the season. When you come in very often with juniors and seniors, as we've talked about before, you kind of know what to expect as you roll through the year. When you come in with 5 sophomores contributing significantly, your team could look totally different by mid-season.
Definitely, and it's opening night. It is opening night, and we're going to see a lot different team for both of these teams come about let's say the return from New Year's. When basketball season really starts going on both sides of the river. 31-17, Louisiana leading Pleasant Hill after 2. More of the Eagle 102 halftime report after this on KJFM.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Meyer Implement Company, Craig Bowen, CPA, and Kevin Hooper of Krause Real Estate.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Since 1939, Meyer Implement Company has been serving the local agricultural and business communities with quality sales and service. Meyer Implement has also taken great pride in supporting those communities and would like to wish the area sports teams the best of luck throughout their seasons. Be sure to stop by and visit the people who truly appreciate your business. Meyer Implement Company in Bowling Green.
Craig Bowen CPA encourages everyone to get out and support their favorite high school sports teams this season. As a proud sponsor of all the area athletes, Craig Bowen CPA hopes to see you filling the stands to show your support. Showing the area athletes they always have your support is what's key. Craig Bowen CPA on the square in Bowling Green.
Krause Real Estate in Troy has been serving Central and Northeast Missouri for over 87 years. Kevin Hooper at Krause Real Estate can help you determine value and sell your property. They have cash buyers for rural properties and farms. Call Kevin at 636-262-6917. That's 636-262-6917. Krause Real Estate.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
We're at the half here at Pleasant Hill High School, and the Louisiana Bulldogs lead the Pleasant Hill Wolves 31-17. Mark Fronick, Gordon Sanders back here courtside for you. First basketball broadcast of the new season. First game for both of these teams in the new year. I believe this is the absolute, well, no, it's not the absolute first night that Missouri can play, because Ellsbury already played a couple of nights ago. So it's very early, though, for both of these teams as far as practices and games go.
The Ellsbury-Winfield game, if that didn't hit your radar somewhere along the way, maybe the most unique part of that evening would have been the alumni game that took place prior to the Ellsbury-Winfield high school games. You had alumni from Ellsbury and Winfield squaring off against each other.
Now, was that specific years of alumni, or was it just whoever wanted to play got to play?
It looked like it was a fairly broad window, but there were some experienced individuals on the court.
So some old guys is what you're saying.
There were a couple, and I'm not going to say old. I think a lot of them were probably younger than maybe even both of us.
Well, definitely you. You've got like, what, 9 years on me. 31-17 our score after 2 quarters, as the teams are back on the floor, stretching it out, getting ready for the second half of this ball game. I think Louisiana found themselves in that second quarter, and I'm not saying they can coast by any means, because this Pleasant Hill team will take advantage. But if they keep doing what they did in that second quarter, it should be a fairly quick second half for this team.
Well, the shooting tools are there to shoot yourself into or out of a ball game. Louisiana outside the arc has shown proficiency in recent years. Again, Pleasant Hill has got some kids who obviously can shoot, but it's going to be creating something on offense, and again, as we mentioned before, seeing how that comes together when you have a bunch of sophomores in contributing roles. You've got Coach Steve Rylander, who's managing all of that. Also on the bench, Ron Edwards, the AD Dean of Students, who was superintendent right up until this year, and then he transitions to the other role. And Kylie Orr, superintendent for the Pleasant Hill Wolves this year in her first year.
Well, you just went down the whole staff for Pleasant Hill, so
just some. We'll get to the rest of the the off-court roster.
Yeah, weekend custodian. Okay, first half scoring. Let's get that before we get into the second half. For Pleasant Hill, only 3 players have scored so far in this contest. 3 points for Lane Hubbard, and then 7 each for DeCorian Dolbert and Aiden Myers. So they need to spread it out a little bit if they're going to make a comeback in this ball game. For Louisiana, they have spread it out. They've got a point from Wyatt Harrison, who got into foul trouble early. 2 points for Latrell Weber, 2 for Ethan Harrison, also 2 for Wyatt Martin. 5 points in the first half for Jack Logan, as he's come out a little cold shooting the 3. He just has 1 from beyond the arc in the first half. And then 7 points for Cooper Lumley off the bench. He's been pretty good. And 12 points for Kenny McCormick. Kenny McCormick just continues to amaze. He has just turned himself into a player on the football field, on the baseball diamond, and on the basketball court. He's a fun kid to watch.
And since his freshman year, there's a court vision that he's had. Some people, we've talked at times in the past about what you see or don't see. There are some things you can teach, some you can't. If you see the court really well, that makes every part of your game develop pretty quickly.
Team's back on the floor now. It'll be Pleasant Hill ball to start the second half. And they'll trigger the inbound across the floor from us.
Bulldogs lead 31-17 with the second half now officially underway.
And throwing it away is Dolbert, as he passed it to Jaron Lawson, but Lawson had gone into the backcourt, and that one went to nobody. So Louisiana will have the ball to start the second half after the turnover. And with it, on the far side is Kenny McCormick, and his pass is taken away by Aiden Myers. Just off the mark a little bit. Court vision is a little fuzzy to start the second half. We talked him up too much. With it is Dolbert, DeCorian, who has a strap on his glasses now. Gets it back for Lawson. Lawson to the far side for Hubbard. And they're going to have a foul on Kenny McCormick. That's his second.
As we mentioned earlier, it came up in a conversation earlier in the week. Hubbard is the brother of Logan. So Jack Logan of the Louisiana Bulldogs playing against his brother Lane Hubbard of the Pleasant Hill Wolves.
And you can see a bit of a resemblance. This ball to Myers off the inbound, goes over the rim, no good. Got his own rebound, and the putback is good. And that's the first points of the second half. 31-19, Louisiana lead. Here's Jack Logan with it. 9 points now for Aiden Myers. A little half hook there from Logan, no good. And then knocked out of bounds is the ball, the player, and everything.
Saying last touch by Louisiana. It was Harrison who was trying to throw the ball off of Myers that time, and instead it'll be Pleasant Hill ball as the Wolves inbound.
He did. It just landed back on top of him. And now it's taken away by Kenny McCormick in the backcourt, but he's going to travel. Couldn't get those feet set. That gives it back to the Wolves with 7:03 to go in the third quarter. 31-19 as a bit of a sloppy start to the second half.
McCormick just left a sport where you could take a couple steps after the interception.
Yeah. He didn't do too much of that type work for Louisiana, though.
Which is why he was excited.
And now we're going to have a double dribble called on DeCorian Dolbear. Gives it back to Louisiana. So both teams turning it over at an alarming rate here to start the second half.
Just a minute off the clock and 4 turnovers.
Into Ethan Harrison. Harrison to Wyatt Harrison. Goes all the way to the baseline with it. Trapped. Gets it inside. Now back out to Harrison. And to Donovan Richards. Richards, head and shoulders fake. Gives it off to Jack Logan. Logan almost had it tipped away from behind. Picks it back up. Puts it up over the rim and in. Jack Logan has 7 points. We've seen him score some nights close to 30. Out high with it for the Wolves is Lawson. Jaron Lawson over the far side for DeCorian Dolbear. Dolbear to Aiden Myers. Dips it up at the free throw line to Brody Dolbear. Dolbear works against Logan. Now to Hubbard. All over him is Kenny McCormick. Out high now is Hubbard. Lane trying to direct traffic. Start the clock on him. Kicks it back out now for Lawson. Lawson out high for Brody Dolbear. Dolbear has nowhere to go. Now a little seam opens up. Ball knocked to the floor. Picks it back up. Kick out, and it's stolen away by Harrison. Wyatt, coast to coast. Blocked from behind by Dolbear. And now the ball tied up. It's going to belong to the Bulldogs with 5:23 to go in the third quarter. And a timeout taken by Pleasant Hill. 33-19, Louisiana leads the Wolves on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Kara and Cliff at Show Me Caviar LLC, MASH in Louisiana and Bowling Green, and Myrna's Kitchen.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Willing to bet the cheerleaders have gotten more practices in than both of these teams.
It's quite possible that you're just transitioning at that point, changing up your material, your routine a little bit. You're working on a different surface.
But they look to be in midseason form. 5:23 to go here in the third quarter. 33-19 is the Louisiana lead on Pleasant Hill. McCormick off the inbound from Richards, dribbles out. Now to Jack Logan out high. He says, everyone go that way. Spots up the three from deep and hits it from the top of the key. He was luring the defense out. Now the ball tipped away by Louisiana. Loose ball. Kenny chasing. 3 players there, and it's tied up and will remain with Pleasant Hill on the alternating arrow. Things getting a little wild here to start the second half.
Good hustle that time from Lane Hubbard. Good hustle from DeCory and Dolbear as well.
Long pass in, and it's knocked away from behind, but a foul going to be called on Cooper Lumley, his second. On the floor with 4:57 to go in the third.
Lumley trying to stop Myers from getting the ball down low on the blocks.
Dolbear inbounds to Aiden Myers. His shot short, may have been partially blocked, and here comes Logan with it for Louisiana. Another long 3. This one's off the mark, and another foul on Lumley going over the top on the rebound.
Logan put up the shot, and his brother, Lane Hubbard, pulled down the rebound, and he was fouled.
36-19. With 4:46 to go in the quarter. Brody Dolbear gets it into DeCorian, now back to Brody. And that pass tipped and taken, but taken right back by Brody Dolbear. Good effort by Logan, but a little too much mustard on that bounce pass. Out high, Brody Dolbear with it on the far point. Hands it off for DeCorian. He wants somebody to come out high. Does. Creates a little space for himself. Here's Aiden Myers for 3. That one's good. Big man stepping out.
It's 12 on the game now for Myers.
Here's Logan. Through the lane, no good. And on the rebound, he's going to go over the top. Picks up his first personal. So the foul's starting to rear their ugly head again.
Quick smiles exchanged. It was his brother Lane who he went over the top of that time, picked up the foul.
36-22 is the Bulldog lead. So they've maintained here to start the second half. Midway point of this third quarter. Dolbear to Dolbear. DeCorian to Brody. Brody with it. Gives it back to DeCorian. He tries to drive in against 2, and he's tied up. Coach Rylander wanted a foul there, but that was a clean block. And the alternating arrow goes to the Bulldogs.
Quick stoppage in play. 36-22 is our score. The Bulldogs leading the Wolves.
Official comes in from the far side and asks, is that right? Yes, it is right.
Just question. He's employing the Socratic method.
Yeah. With it is Wyatt Harrison in the backcourt. Now for Donovan Richards. Richards on the run. Gets it down low. Lumley off the glass is good. What a feed, what a finish. 9 points now for Cooper Lumley. Pressure in the backcourt. Pleasant Hill breaks that press again. Myers to the near side for Hubbard. Hubbard goes baseline. Back to Myers. Knocked away from him to Dolbear. DeCorian. His floater through the lane is good. He's got 9 points. 3:10 to go here in the third. Here's Jack Logan. Logan stops, pops, no good. And a foul.
Looks like Brody Dolbear is going to pick up the foul as Jack Logan hits the floor.
That's his third.
Doesn't look like Brody is 100% convinced that he fouled him.
Yeah, was not happy with the call. 3:06 to go in the third.
Brody Dolbear, DeCorian Dolbear, Lane Hubbard, Jaron Lawson, and Aiden Myers on the court for the Pleasant Hill Wolves.
They had erroneously put 2 points on the board, but that shot didn't fall. This one does on the free throw by Logan. 39-24, Louisiana. And the second one good as well, making it even 40. And knocked out of bounds by Lumley. On the inbound attempt, and Pleasant Hill will have to try it again. Football this Saturday, 12:45 pregame from Bowling Green High School as the Bobcats play in the state semifinal against Blair Oaks, and then Montgomery County basketball tournament next week. Steele, Lumley, bodies falling, kick out. McCormick passed up the three, kicks it far side. Logan going to take the three. That one rims out. Hubbard the rebound for the Wolves. Dolbear got away with a little bit of a carry or double dribble there. Kick it far side or near side for a three. That one's no good. McCormick the rebound, and here come the Bulldogs again. Kenny McCormick in the center circle, hands it off for Wyatt Harrison. Harrison not buying into the team shoe mentality. He's got green kicks. And a blocking foul going to be called on Dolbear. That's DeCorion's second. .2:16 to go in the third quarter, 40-24. Get it in, Logan, no. Got his own rebound. Trying to find his way back to the hoop. Turns around, shoots and scores. No give there for Jack Logan. Now the ball tipped back further in the backcourt. Pleasant Hill has it knocked away. Now stolen back by Dolbear. Shot off the glass is good. He didn't give up.
Good job of going to the left hand for DeCorian Dolbear.
Here's a three. Kenny McCormick no good. Rims out. Carter Jones the rebound for the Wolves. 42-26. They trail Louisiana with 1:35 to go in the third quarter.
Dolbear's able to walk it across half court, call the offense.
Gets it back to Brody. And a little ticky-tack foul called on Harrison.
I believe the third foul of the ball game for Wyatt Harrison. He had left the game early, picking up two quickly in the first quarter, and he's going to head out of the ball game again here.
Foul on the floor. They're trying to wave Aiden Myers back in.
Myers comes in. DeCorian Dolbear takes a seat. Myers on the court along with Brody Dolbear, also with Carter Jones.
Ball stolen, and the steal completed by Louisiana. Here comes Jack Logan. Floater through the lane, no good. Got his own rebound. Put back off the glass is good. Two more as he's starting to heat up. Almost to travel. Now Brody Dolbear with it, and he does travel. Turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs with 1:07 to go in the third quarter. 44-26, 18-point lead. And DeCorian Dolbear back in for Carter Jones. Latrell Weber to inbound, down below us. Long pass in, tipped, and still loose, and we're going to have a foul, I think, against the Wolves.
Sheldon Sylvie, no stranger to hustle, tried to corral it before going out of bounds.
Jaron Lawson whistled for the personal. With 1:04 left in the quarter.
That's the second for Lawson.
With it is Jack Logan. Logan hands it off to Kenny McCormick. McCormick feeds down low. Shot off the glass, good. Wyatt Martin made a great adjustment there. The pass actually hit him in the leg, and he was able to still, and now a steal by Louisiana. Logan. Did it go?
Jack Logan got the bucket and the foul. Is going to go to the free throw line. He was the one with the steal. Drove half the court, split two defenders, laid it off the rim.
He had 5 points coming into this quarter.
And has more than 5 cents.
Yeah, he's got 13 here in the third.
Well, you mentioned how quickly Logan's able to put up offense, and this would be an example of that.
Completes the three-point play. And we're down to 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Turnaround shot, Blocked by Logan. Put back, no good. Another put back by Myers, no good. And here come the Bulldogs. Out of traffic, Kenny McCormick. Off the glass, no, but a foul's going to send Wyatt Martin to the line for the first time.
Kenny drove, left the ball there for Martin, who put up the shot. He was fouled. Goes to the line. Bulldogs up by 23, 49-26 is the score with 21.6 seconds to go in the third quarter of play.
Been impressed with the play from Wyatt Martin, even though he missed that free throw. Coming off the bench, another tool for Coach Smith and the Bulldogs.
The foul went against Lawson. That's his third foul of the ball game.
He stays in the game. Second shot for Wyatt Martin. He is up and rims out. Rebound comes to the near side off of Myers, corralled by Dolbear. They Corian wears number 0. Comes across the center stripe. Over to the far side for Brody Dolbear. Long three. Tried to beat the buzzer, and it goes out of bounds, and the quarter will expire. 49-26. Louisiana leading Pleasant Hill after 3. Head to the 4th after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Kelly Crane, RE/MAX Realty Shop agent, Bibb Veach and Collier Funeral Homes and Crematory, and Advanced Physical Therapy.
Pre-wash clothes and other items right in the washer with a convenient built-in water faucet that gives you easy access to an instant water stream. A Whirlpool top-load washer with the smooth impeller gives your family's clothes a thorough yet gentle clean. Upgrade your washer to a model that helps you handle the pre-wash tasks right in the washer. Learn more at either MASH location, downtown Louisiana at 607 Georgia, or just off the square in Bowling Green at 20 South Court. MASH, your major appliance service headquarters.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM is brought to you by County Market in Louisiana and Vandalia, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Start of the fourth quarter, 49-26. Bulldogs with a pair of double figures. Jack Logan up to 19 points, 14 of them in that third quarter. Kenny McCormick with a dozen. Cooper Lumley knocking on the door with 9. Only players in double figures. Actually, 2 of the 3 scorers tonight in double figures for Pleasant Hill, as Myers has 12 and 11 points for Dolbear. Louisiana has it after a turnover. Ball was knocked away, and actually a foul called. Is that on Myers? So Bulldogs, Weber.
First foul against Myers.
The back official says it's going that way, knocked out of bounds by Pleasant Hill. 7:51 to go in the ball game. 49-26, Louisiana.
Richards, the trigger man, fourth quarter just underway.
Some loud kicks on Latrell Weber. One's pink, one's green.
Mixed match shoelaces.
Here's a long three for Logan. That one's good. Wow. Puts him over 20. And that one over the head of Hubbard and out of bounds. Back to the Bulldogs with 7:28 to go. So Logan's range is beyond ridiculous, I guess. That's where he likes to shoot from
He's
way downtown.
Not overly concerned about where the line's drawn.
No. He's just preparing for that NBA line, right? Here's pass down low, shot no good for Martin.
Good feed by Richards.
Yeah.
Martin just wasn't able to handle it. Quickly up court, the Wolves, three-pointer put up by DeCorian Dolbear, no good. Trying to keep it in play that time was Myers, and it looks like he went out of bounds before he could throw it off a Bulldog.
Yeah, I think he actually never came back inbounds. He ran around the Louisiana defender. Turns it over, back to the Bulldogs with 7:04 to go in the game. Late substitution as Carter Jones coming back in.
Jones is in, Myers is out. Lawson, Hubbard, Dolbear, Jones, and also in the ball game for the Wolves is Preston McKinnon.
Across the line with it is Richards. Oh, he takes it all the way to the hoop himself. Good scoop shot there. Those are the first points of the night for Donovan. And the ball thrown out of bounds. Back to Louisiana on the turnover with 6:45 to go. Weber gives it back to Richards. Donovan, and away from the ball, we're going to have a foul as Hubbard got into Logan. No love lost there.
Mixing it up a little bit on the paint there.
Louisiana, inadvertent horn. The whistle never went. I'm not sure. They're just going to replay that.
Offsetting penalties.
First down.
54-26 the score, 6:41 left to go in the ball game as the Louisiana Bulldogs are leading the Pleasant Hill Wolves from Pleasant Hill.
Now the officials are going to talk about things. It's going to be Bulldog ball. Actually, they called a foul.
So Jack Logan at the free throw line.
Is there a foul on the board?
Martin and Weber on the blocks. Foul went against Lane Hubbard.
There you go. Yeah, that was a while ago.
That's still the most recent one that we have on the board.
First one was good to earn the second for Logan. And the second shot is coming. That makes it a 56-26 lead. This game was tied at 12 after one.
And Bulldogs are in the bonus already.
And another travel called.
Brody Dolbear just dragging a foot.
I was not picturing this being a 30-point game after that first quarter.
Again, we were knotted up at 12 after one quarter.
Nearing 2 minutes gone here in the fourth, and we're going to have a foul on Brody,
which will send Donovan to the free throw line.
It's the fourth foul on Dolbear. And the clock is a running clock now with a 30-point lead.
As you mentioned earlier, Mark, Donovan Richards didn't find his way into the scorebook from a point standpoint until here in the fourth quarter. With that made free throw, he now has 3.
To make it 57-26 as the clock continues to run. Second shot, in and out. Rebound tipped and taken away by Ethan Harrison. Oh, what a cut there by Jack Logan. He lays it in for an easy 2. And now another steal. Latrell, no good. Rebound picked up by Richards. Works it down low for Sylvie. Sylvie pump fake off the glass. Good, and a foul. Drew in the defender. Drew the contact in. Nice job by Sheldon Sylvie.
Those are going to be Sylvie's first points of the season.
Makes it 59-26, and that'll roll another 45 seconds or so off the clock. So we have a running clock here in the fourth. That might be it for Donovan Richards tonight as he heads to the bench. Now finally, Sylvie has the ball at the line with 4:34 to go. And he completes the three-point play.
That foul, by the way, for Pleasant Hill went against Preston McKinnon. It was his second.
Wolves across the line. Out high. And we're going to have a foul on Latrell Weber.
Lane Hubbard hit the ground. Latrell Weber picked up the foul. Pleasant Hill will inbound the ball. Clock is rolling, 4:05. 62-26 our score from Pleasant Hill right now. The Bulldogs on top of the Wolves.
They get it into Jones. He goes off the glass, no good. Rebound picked up by Pleasant Hill. That's Hubbard in all sorts of trouble. And did he step out? Yes, he did.
Ended up getting hit with a lane violation, I believe, and the Bulldogs will inbound. No pressure now from the Wolves as they drop back.
Kind of cool that both Hubbard and Logan wear 23.
And both knocked down a three in this ball game. In the first half, scoring was relatively even between the brothers.
Yep. Work it down low. Don't get much more open than that. Jack Logan with 2 more. He may end up with 30. Across the line with 3:05 to play. Now another steal. Here's Logan. He going to dunk? No, lays it in off the glass.
And that would put him at 30 on the evening.
Wow. 5 in the first half, 25 in the second half. And that's with a running clock here in the fourth. Timeout on the floor, 2:53 to go. 66-26, Louisiana leads. I think we're going to keep it here. I think the timeout was just to clear the floor of starters. Nope, they are going to sit down and have an actual timeout. So we'll take one too. 66-26, Louisiana leads Pleasant Hill on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Central State Bank, Bill Allen Auction Services, and DG Firearms.
If it's time to ride or time to work, it's time to visit Hayden's Motorsports Center in Frankfort. Time to ride with Honda and Polaris ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. Time to work with Steel and Husqvarna chainsaws, weed eaters, leaf blowers, and more. There isn't a friendlier or more knowledgeable staff than those at Hayden's. If you need help at work or at play, let Hayden's Motorsports Center be your one-stop shop for the most fun and hard-working power sports equipment in the area. They're always ready to help. Hayden's Motorsports Center, just off Highway 61 North in Frankfort. Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, and Bowie General Services.
66-26, Louisiana leads. 2:53 to go in the ball game. Running clock here in the fourth. Mark Fronick, Gordon Sanders at Pleasant Hill High School tonight, kicking off our basketball coverage for 22-23. Opening night for both these teams and us as well on the hardwood.
It's good to burn a couple calories before what's coming.
What are we're burning calories up here? Or
Some.
they are, okay.
Yeah,
you don't burn many calories flapping your gums. Dolbear has it stripped away. Sylvie. Oh, he got away with the travel there. Gets it back to Harrison over to the far side. That's Latrell. He's short on the three. Weber. Here comes Dolbear back the other way for the Wolves, weaving his way up the floor. Back up top for Decorion Dolbear. Works against Latrell Weber, and Weber got to pick up a foul. That's his third. And that'll burn some more clock as we go under 2 minutes.
Weber out, Lumley in.
Dolbear with it off the inbound. Played a little catch with Drew Workman, who's into the ball game. Dolbear from behind the backboard gets it to go. Good balance there from Decorion. He's got 13. Here's Lumley with it. Finds a little room, kicks it down low. Good feed back door, and a good finish that time by Ethan Harrison. He's got 4 points. 68-28. Lead remains at 40. Down to 1:17 to go in this contest. There's a three, rims out for Dolbear. Rebound picked up by Ethan Harrison. Harrison to Kenny McCormick. Over to the far side for Wyatt Harrison. He'll take the three. That one's good. Wyatt with a tray. His first points from the field tonight. He's got 4. 71-28 Louisiana. 48 seconds to go. And the pass over the head of Dolbear into the backcourt, and that'll be a backcourt violation. As we get down to 35 seconds.
Clock still rolling as the ball goes back to Louisiana.
Bulldogs, if they can get this one in, I figure we'll just run out the clock. Kenny McCormick backs it up as we go down to 17 seconds over to the far side. They'll take a shot. Sylvie no good, got his own long rebound, and he is called for the travel, and that will roll out the final 5 seconds. 71-28 is our final here on opening night from Pleasant Hill. The Bulldogs grab a road win over the Pleasant Hill Wolves. We'll be back with the postgame show for you after this on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up.
Myrna's Kitchen prepares fresh eats on the move. Myrna's offers homemade meals for events, holidays, and everything in between. Stay in touch with where Myrna's Kitchen will be set up next by following Myrna's Kitchen on Facebook. For good eats and friendly service, think Myrna's Kitchen.
Bibb Beach Funeral Homes and Collier Funeral Homes in Bowling Green, Silex, and Louisiana are the ultimate providers of creating healing experiences in the community. We have years of experience caring for families and are dedicated to excellence in service and have the highest integrity. Bibb Beach Funeral Homes and Collier Funeral Homes, offering sincere and caring service in your time of need.
Hi, this is Brock Mitchell, and I am a physical therapist with Advanced Physical Therapy in Bowling Green. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat everything from sports injuries to work rehabilitation, arthritis, and post-surgical rehabilitation. This includes spinal care, balance issues, and vestibular treatment. You have a choice when it comes to physical therapy, and we hope you choose Advanced Physical Therapy. Conveniently located across from Bowling Green High School on Business 61. Call us today to schedule your next physical therapy appointment at 573-324-6079.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM.
On opening night on the road, Louisiana grabs a 71-28 win over the Pleasant Hill Wolves. Mark Fronick, Gordon Sanders back here at Pleasant Hill High School. And boy, they turn off the scoreboard quick around here, don't they? Good thing we got our own.
Well, it's a holiday week.
Yeah.
So everything's going to move a little bit quick. People are squeezing in practices and games where you can and planning for.
Pretty sure everyone has school
Turkey
tomorrow.
And, some have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Some do not.
Oh, okay.
Some are done.
Oh, really?
Well, because Wednesday, considered a travel day, right, for Thanksgiving? Just because you're working.
Yeah, a lot. All right. So Louisiana, a slow start to this one, especially Jack Logan, only 5 first-half points, but 25 points after halftime. A big second half for number 23 in red.
Leading the way offensively for the Louisiana Bulldogs, especially in that second half, which was where the lion's share of Jack Logan's contributions came.
And really, except for a few of those deep threes that he loves to shoot, never really found the range from right around the arc. Kind of abandoned that a little bit and went to that drive and points off that drive through the lane.
Yeah, and collected a few from the free throw line as well as he got fouled. Louisiana hit their stride, obviously, in the second quarter and then just continued to pull away in the second half. That first quarter play, again, it was tied at 12, and what we said before, the Pleasant Hill Wolves are a young ball club, and you saw that all through the course of the evening, but you didn't see any give up. Coach Rylander continued to coach and work with them and do what coaches do when the teams are struggling.
Yeah, and when you only have 8 guys in your program and only 3 of them score, you're going to have trouble. They've got to find a way to spread that scoring out a little bit.
My guess is these will be very well-conditioned young men by middle of the season.
Yeah, definitely. 71-28, our final. Take a break, come back with final scoring numbers after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage brought to you by Custom Works Hair Salon, Lynn's Heritage House, and Clint Bowen Construction. Bill Allen Auction Service salutes area athletes and fans that are responsible for fueling a sense of teamwork and community spirit. The impact of athletics extends far beyond the field. Thank you to all involved from Bill Allen Auction Service.
Hard work, dedication, and commitment to excellence are foundations of a successful sports program. The team at Clint Bowen Construction recognizes character and the mentality of local athletes as the pillars of our community. Best of luck to area sports teams this season from the team at Clint Bowen Construction in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Tim Jenkins, Eolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
Louisiana over Pleasant Hill tonight, 71-28. Our final scoring numbers for this one. Let's see if we're in agreement, Gordon. For the Wolves, 3 points for Lane Hubbard, 12 for Aiden Myers, and 13 for DeCorian Dolbear.
Yeah, no, the radio math didn't fail us that time.
And for Louisiana, a lot of folks in the scoring column. 2 points for Latrell Weber, 3 for Donovan Richards in this ball game. 4 points for Wyatt Harrison, 4 points for Ethan Harrison. Let's see, 9 points for Cooper Lumley, a dozen for Kenny McCormick, and 30 points for Jack Logan.
Yeah, Logan, a big night to start the season, and his scoring average expected to be kind of healthy, so the Pleasant Hill Wolves got a decent dose of Jack Logan tonight, but the Louisiana Bulldogs are going to be leaning on Jack all season long.
And it's just it's crazy to me how a guy with his height and his wingspan and his braids can kind of disappear on the floor and end up on the receiving end of that backdoor pass that happened so many times in the second half tonight.
Yeah, Jack Logan moved well without the ball, and that definitely didn't work in favor of the Pleasant Hill Wolves this evening.
Yeah, it's just he's so distinctive, yet can disappear. That's the funny thing to me about Jack Logan's game is he can disappear and reappear seemingly at will on the floor. 71-28, our final. Our next broadcast back on the gridiron on Saturday as the Bowling Green Bobcats trying to get back into that state championship game. Tough task against Blair Oaks. 12:45 or 12:40 pregame on Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff. And, of course, the Misha pay-per-view available through our website, kjfmradio.com. And then next week, Montgomery County Tournament.
Yeah, full weekend of basketball action as the dial turns way up next week. So hopefully you'll be tuning in for a week of basketball and football action next week with Eagle 102 Sports and action on the hardwood, just kind of fast and furious then the rest of the year and into 2023.
Now is when it gets hectic. Gets hectic, gets crazy. 71-28, our final on opening night. Louisiana over Pleasant Hill. For Gordon Sanders, Mark Fronick, I'm saying good night from P. Hill on Eagle 102.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio. From